We've now seen some new additions around the league in minicamp action, certainly more to be revealed in the coming weeks. But there are some teams who have made themselves much better. Marcus Spears is here with a list. I'm sure he's got paperwork. You got paperwork? Okay. Here's your most improved teams, your top 5. Go ahead,
I got
Swag.
paperwork, Boogie. You know I have paperwork. I'm going Chicago, and I ain't going to Sky because even though they improved with Angel Reese, I'm going to Chicago Bears at number 1. Obviously, they draft Caleb Williams. You bring in Keenan Allen. You add DeAndre Swift. This offense should be very explosive, which we've been waiting on. I like what they did in the coaching staff as well. But to me, this Keenan Allen to lead this wide receiver core, a guy that Caleb Williams can depend on third down because we know how good he is. And don't sleep at the bottom on Kevin Byard in this defense as well. I think this team is marketably improved, and I think they're going to make some noise in that division, a young division that's playing well right now. At number 2, I'm going the Jets. And listen, this is very simple for me. This is health. And y'all going to hear us talk about it all off season leading into the year. But if this team can remain healthy, especially at the offensive line, we know it's a foregone conclusion that Aaron Rodgers got to stay healthy. If he stay healthy, this team is already better. But I love what they did with Morgan Moses. Tyron Smith has missed some games, but he can be a stalwart to lock down the edges. And don't sleep on Tyrod Taylor, a competent backup that you can go win games with in case Aaron Rodgers, something happens to him. 3, I'm going to Tennessee Titans. This was kind of a under-the-radar acquisition this year. Calvin Ridley to the Tennessee Titans, to me, is going to be huge. L'Jarius Sneed, as we know, a physical lockdown corner. I know my dog RC love that. But the explosiveness of Tony Pollard as well. This team got very explosive offensively with a young quarterback in Will Levis, who they're trying to see if he's the guy. Can he mature? He got a big arm. He can push it down the field. At number 4, I'm going to Houston, Texas. Now, you can make an argument that they should be number 1, but they were pretty damn good last year. They went to the playoffs and lost to the Baltimore Ravens. But they got Stephon Diggs, and I know everybody's going to talk about that. Joe Mixon, to me, a very unsung move. But Danielle Hunter and Danico Autry and this pass rush that they will have in Houston is going to make a difference in the AFC when we talk about quarterbacks, and you have to be able to get after those guys, especially in the playoffs. They learned some things, they self-evaluated, and they got better. And last but not least, I'm going Baltimore Ravens. And I know they had some guys leave, but Derrick Henry was enough for me to put them in the top 5. If Todd Monken, as I've said 1,000 times, does what the Ravens do best and are physical at the line of scrimmage when they get in the playoffs, because they are getting in the playoffs, Derrick Henry may end up being the guy that we have conversations about being potentially league MVP, about being in that conversation, and then especially when we get in the playoffs, being able to carry a load for the Baltimore Ravens that could walk them into the Super Bowl. This is the 5 teams I got. I know it's a lot up for discussion, but I felt good about this, y'all.
Dan,
What?
You like the list? You good
Why
with
are
it?
the Ravens on there?
Yeah, the Ravens certainly shouldn't be on 5. So I would have had Houston at worst
Derrick
at
Henry.
2. Hold on. I understand that Derrick Henry, first of all, you lost a defensive coordinator. Not only lost him, but he's a head coach. It wasn't like you weren't good enough. So that's always a question mark.
Hold on.
Oh. He's not going to let you rip his list.
Wait a second, because I explained it. When I put the list up there. These 2 teams that are 4 and 5, they were playoff deep run football teams. That's the reason I didn't have them up at number 1.
We're saying,
yeah, they improved, but they was already pretty damn good. All right, go ahead.
Baltimore shouldn't be on the list at all. Baltimore should be sitting somewhere probably right in front of Dallas when we're talking about improvement.
You lost your defensive coordinator. You lost 50% of one of the best, if not the best, linebacker duos in all of football.
Yeah.
Jadeveon Clowney was unbelievable last year. I mean, those are some 3 offensive linemen. I would have had the Colts up there at number 5 with the addition of like an A.D. Mitchell and Latu before I had the Ravens. I think the Ravens would be a team that, there's some question marks because of the departures.
As compared to who they were last year. My number 1 team would be the Houston Texans, though.
Yeah.
And I don't care how good they were last year. With the additions that they made championship additions.
Yeah.
When you think about Stephon Diggs, you mentioned Danielle Hunter already, Swag. When you look at what they did and understanding where they needed to be better to compete with the likes of the Ravens and the Chiefs, I thought they were the team that were the smartest about their offseason.
You know, I like that it's June 25th and we're yelling at each other about Marcus's list because we got like regular season energy
the
right now.
Colts, I would have done the Packers.
That's what family does.
Before additions before. I mean, they got more subtractions than additions.
The Packers is another good one. All right, we're going to leave it there. That's his list. Hey, send Swag some tweets and tell him why he's right or wrong. He'll respond with something like,
He's
okay,
never
cool.
wrong, so don't
Exactly.
worry about that.